Hi, you are welcome to this lesson. Alright, so our lesson for today will actually talk about a transformed equation that has been shifted to a certain point. Okay, the origin has been shifted to a certain point. So these are the questions that we are going to look at today, and it is very simple. Make sure that you pay attention, okay, because these questions, they come. Make sure that you pay attention, get the concept. That is what you need. When you have the concept, you'll be able to solve all the questions concerning this type of questions. All right. So, this is a question that I've been given saying that find the transformed equation of, this is the equation, right? Okay, find the transformed equation of that. Okay, this is the equation that you have been given when the origin of this equation, okay, when the origin of this equation is shifted to the point this. Okay, so it has been shifted to this point. All right, what they mean is, let's say the origin was here. Okay, let's say the origin was here. Now it has been shifted to a certain point somewhere here, like that. Okay, to a certain point somewhere here. Now this is the negative and the point this. So they want you to find the what? The transformed equation when it has transformed like that. Okay, so now this is what we are going to do. So what you need to know is that this is the origin, and the origin, you know that it is h, comma what, comma k. So meaning that this coordinate here, it is h, this coordinate is what? It is k. That is what you need to know on that one. All right. Then you need to know that how to find k. How to find h. Okay. So how to find h? The formula that we use how to find h, we use x prime is x is equal to x prime plus h. That is the formula that we use to find what? To find h. And the formula that we use to find k, we know that it is y is equal to y prime plus k. So these are the two formulas that we use to find what? To find h and k. So in this case, we know that we have been given this point, right? We have been given this point, meaning that this is the equation that we are going to use, meaning that in this case the h, it is negative what? Negative 1. So the h here is what? Is negative 1, meaning that we are going to remove this h, we are going to put the negative 1. Okay, we are going to put negative 1. That is what we have there. Okay, then even here we are going to remove the k because k is equal to 2. So we are going to remove the k and we are going to replace it by what? By 2. As simple as that. Okay, so that is what we are supposed to do. And you know that this is the equation that you have been given there. So let me just copy the equation. It is saying that it is x. Okay, it is x to the power 2 plus y to the power 2 plus 2x minus 4y plus 1 equal to 0. That is the equation that we have there. Okay, so now you know that this is x. Okay, the equation, there is what? There is x. So x is supposed to be replaced with that. Okay, so the value of x is x prime and x prime minus 1. So we are going to replace this value wherever we see x in this equation. Wherever we are going to see x in this equation, we are going to replace x by this, or we are going to substitute x by that. And wherever we are going to see y, we are going to substitute y by this here. Okay, so that is what you are supposed to do. I hope you are following the steps properly. Okay, so where there is x, we are going to substitute this. So let's look at x. So x is here. So we are going to say x is going to be replaced by what? By x prime minus 1. So x, so meaning that it will be x prime minus what? Minus 1. So but it's supposed to be squared. So just put a square outside like that. Okay, then it will be plus y is supposed to be replaced by y prime plus 2. So y is supposed to be replaced by y prime plus 2. Then the equation continues saying plus 2. Now we know that x is supposed to be replaced by that. So meaning that we are going to replace x, we show by putting a bracket. We say x prime minus 1. Okay, x prime minus 1. Then what do we have here? We have minus, so put minus 4. Then here we know that we need to replace y by y plus 2. So y prime plus 2. Okay, then what do we have here? We have plus 1, then equal to 0. So this is the equation that we have. I forgot here we were supposed to put a square because there is a square here like that. So now I want to teach you something, the shortest formula to use. Okay, I want to teach you the shortest formula to expand this. Okay, when you have something like, let's take it for instance, you have x, let me get a marker. Okay, so pay attention to this shortest formula of how you can expand something like this. So when you have x plus 2 and you want to expand it, okay, so I think what you are thinking, what you do, you say equals, you say this is just the same as x plus 2, x plus 2, right? That is what you think. That is the formula that you use, and you start multiplying that. So let's try and multiply the way you do it. You say x times x, it is x squared, then x times 2, that is going to be 2x, right? Then 2 times x, that is going to be 2x, then 2 times 2, that is going to be 4. That is what you do. Okay, you do like that. This is going to give you 4x, then plus 4. That is what you normally do. Okay, but I want to teach you the shortest formula on how you can expand something like this. Okay, so the shortest formula, the way you can do it is, you have two variables. We have x, we have 2 inside, right? We have x, we have 2 inside. So what you're supposed to do is, the first thing is, this is the first variable, this is the last variable. So square the first variable. To square, it means that you say x squared. Okay, x what? Squared. So x squared, it means that it will be what? X to the power what? To the power 2. That is the first thing to do. Okay, it will be x to the power 2. Then the next thing to do is to multiply 2 times x. Okay, to multiply the second variable by the first one. So 2 times x, it is what? It is going to give you 2x, right? It is going to give you 2x. Now what you're supposed to do next is to multiply this answer that you have found by the power. Okay, when you multiply 2x times 2, it is going to give you what? 4x. So it is going to give you 4x, right? Then what you're supposed to do is to square the last. So 2 squared, this is the last value. 2 squared, it is going to give you 4. Okay, so this answer, it is the same as that answer. So that is how you can expand this kind of questions in a shortest way. Let me try to show you again. When you have let's say when you have something like this, when you have x, okay, x minus 2, okay, or x minus 1, just one and the same, x minus 1, like that. So what you say, you say 1. So what to do is to square this, right? Is to square this. So when you square this, you're going to have x squared. Okay, then what you're supposed to do is to multiply negative 1 times x. So negative 1 times x, you're going to find that it is negative x, right? Then you multiply it by the what? The power. Negative x times power times 2, that's going to be negative 2x, right? Then you say the last thing is to square the last. This is negative 1. So when you're squaring negative 1, it means that you're multiplying negative 1 times negative 1. So negative times negative, it's positive. Then 1 times 1, it's going to give you 1. Mean that here we have positive 1. That is what you are supposed to do. Okay, so that is the shortest way in which you can expand things. So now let's go back to our question that we have been given, or should I say the equation, and see how we can expand this. So when you have something like this, you want to expand it. So the first thing is to square the first, right? Is to square the first. When you square the first, you are going to have x to x prime. Now it will be to the power what? To the power 2. Okay, then the second thing is you're going to multiply the negative 1 times x prime. So you're going to have negative x prime, right? That is what you're going to have. Then this multiplied by the power, which is negative x prime times 2, meaning that you're going to have negative 2x prime, right? Then the third thing is to square the last. So 1 squared, so this negative 1 squared is going to, you are going to have positive what? Positive 1, meaning that you have expanded this one. You come to this one, you do the same. So you say y squared, you are going to have y prime squared, you're going to have positive y prime, it is supposed to be squared. Okay, so now here you're going to multiply 2 times y prime, you're going to have 2y prime. Then the 2y prime times the power, you're going to have 4y prime. You're going to have 4y prime, like that. Then the last thing, you square the 2. 2 squared, you're going to have 4, right? Then here, it is simple. What you are supposed to do is just to expand. You multiply the 2 times everything that is inside. So 2 times x prime, you're going to have positive 2x prime. Then here 2 times negative 1, you're going to have negative 2. Even here you expand. Negative 4 times that, you're going to have negative 4y prime. Then negative 4. So this is negative. Don't make mistakes. Make sure that you also multiply the negative with everything. So negative times positive, you're going to have negative. There are different signs. Then 4 times 2, you're going to have what? You're going to have 8, like that. Okay, so when you come here, what you're supposed to do next is just to add this. That's plus 1, like that. Then it will be equal to 0. It will be equal to 0, like that. Okay, then here now, that is where you collect the like terms. Okay, you collect the like terms. What you are supposed to do, collect the like terms. So you see those that have squares, okay, those that have power 2, those that are like terms. So you have x prime, but it is to the power 2. Then there is also plus y prime, and it is to the power 2. Okay, so what are you supposed to do now is to get those that have x prime. So those that have x prime, there is this one. So this one is negative 2x prime. Do we have any with x prime here? Yes, we have this one, 2x prime. So that is positive 2x prime. Okay, I'm doing it slow so that you are able to understand. Then here, what do we have next? Those ones which have just y prime. So we have gotten this, okay, we have gotten that, and we have also gotten that. We have also gotten this, which is this one. We have also gotten that one. Okay, so don't forget this one. There is one here, okay, but what you are looking for are those ones with y prime. So there is this one, there is plus 4y prime. So we have gotten this. Where is the other one? We have this one. This is negative 4y prime. Okay, so I'm just doing this so that you should be able to understand and to know where I'm going. So you have just numbers or constants without any letter attached to them. So you're going to say this is positive 1, so just bring them positive 1. This is positive 1. Do you have any number? We have negative 2, so negative 2. That's negative 8. Then we have plus 1, then equal to 0. As simple as that. I'm doing it slowly so that you are able to understand. Then here now, what you're supposed to do, are these going to be added like this? No, they are not like terms. Okay, they are not like terms. This is x, this is y, so they are just going to be like that. X prime to the power 2, then plus y prime to the power 2. Then here we have this. So we can actually add and subtract this, because this is negative 2x prime plus 2x prime, which these are like terms. They are like terms. So this is negative 2x prime and plus 2x prime. So meaning that here we are going to have a 0. Okay, we are going to have a 0 here. How about here? Here also we are going to have what? A 0, meaning that this is gone. This is positive 4, this is negative 4. So from here, you know that we can actually add. So this is 1 minus 2. Okay, so we can check when you solve this, when you solve all these things. So this is 1 plus 1, that's 2. 2 minus 2, just like that. When you solve everything, what you're going to have is, you're going to have negative 8 equal to 0. So this is the transformed equation that you were looking for. So that is how you can find the transformed equation. So let's try to look at another question. Okay, another question that you might find. Okay, so this is the equation that you have there. So this is the new equation that we have, and it is just saying the same thing. Find the transformed equation of this when the origin is just shifted to that. The difference between this equation and that equation is that it didn't have something like this. There's 2x. Okay, there's 2x. You might find something like this. All right, so I want to show you how you can deal with such. Okay, so from here, you know that this is just h, right? This is k, and you know that the formulas when finding k, it's x is equal to x prime plus what? Plus h. Okay, then if you want to find y is equal to y prime plus k. So make sure that you know these formulas, because they will help you. Okay, you won't be given this kind of formulas, so you know that here this is h, and where there is h, just put the value of h. Okay, so where there is h, the value of h is what? Is 2. So the value of h here is 2, and the value of k is 1. Okay, so the value of k is 1, like that. Okay, so meaning that where there is x in the equation, we'll put what? We'll put that. Where there is y, we'll put what? We'll put that. So that is what you're supposed to do. So now here is where you need to be careful here. So this is the equation. Let me just copy the equation. So this is 2x squared plus y squared minus 4x plus 4y equal to 0. So that is the equation. You need to be careful when you see something like this. This is where a lot of students make mistakes. Okay, so when you look at something like this is so dangerous. If you won't get this point here. So you know that x has to be replaced with what? With this, right? So what you're supposed to do is to put the 2, okay, is to put the 2 like that. Okay, so you write the 2. So you write the 2. That is what you're supposed to do. You firstly write the 2. So now what you need to do is that this 2, it has to multiply with what will be, it has to multiply with x. So now you have to put the bracket like that. Okay, you have to put the bracket like this, and you know that x, the way we're doing x, so x has to be put in a bracket as well. So x like that, you know, x has to be replaced by this. Okay, so x has to be replaced by what? X prime plus 2, like this. Okay, then you need to put the bracket like that, meaning that the answers that you're going to find, you're going to multiply them with what? We're going to multiply them by the 2. So this is what you are supposed to do whenever you see something like this. But here, you know that x has to be what? Has to be squared, right? X has to be squared. So this is what you are supposed to do. I hope you've understood. Okay, you understand why I have put this. So let's go to this one. So we know that there is plus. What about y? Y is supposed to be replaced by y plus 1, right? Y prime plus 1. So y is supposed to be replaced by y prime plus 1, like that. Okay, y prime plus 1, like that. So here we are going to say negative, here negative 4, then x, you know that x is just x prime plus 2, so x prime plus 2, then there is plus 4, then y is what? Y prime plus 1, like that. So now from here, just copy the 2 like that. So this is going to be 2. Then you know that this is a bracket like that, right? Then here when you expand this, just hide this bracket, expand this. So this is x, the way we were expanding in the previous question. So you say x squared, so you're going to say x prime squared, it's going to be x prime to the power what? To the power 2. Then you multiply 2 times x prime, you're going to have 2x prime. Then, so you're going to have 2x prime, then 2x prime times 2, you're going to have 4x what? Prime. Okay, then you are going to square this. 2 squared, it is going to give you 4. Okay, so you see where the bracket is coming from now. So meaning that this 2 is supposed to be multiplied with everything. That is where they make a mistake. So don't make a mistake when you see something like this. Make sure that you do it the way I've done it. So from here now, you're supposed to multiply this positive times everything. Okay, so that is what you're supposed to do. Most of the students, they don't do this. So you might find there is a negative, so meaning that you're going to multiply the negative times everything, meaning that this is going to be negative y, positive times negative, negative 1. I hope you're understanding what I'm talking about here. So but this is a positive and it won't change anything. So you multiply positive times positive y, so meaning that it's going to be positive y prime, then positive what? Positive 1. When you come to this one, multiply the negative times this is positive. So negative times positive, this is going to be negative. Then 4 times x, 4x prime. negative times positive, you're going to have a negative. Then 4 times 2, you're going to have 8. Okay, make sure that you are doing this because you won't make a mistake as you are doing that. So when you come to this one, this is positive 4y times positive 4 times y, you're going to have positive 4y prime. 4 times 1, you're going to have 1 or positive 4. Then it is going to be equated to what? To 0. That is what it is equated to here. Okay, so from here now, that is where you multiply the 2 times everything. Okay, so 2 times x prime squared, you're going to have 2x prime to the power 2. Okay, then 2 times 4, you're going to have 2 times 4, it is 8. So it is 8x prime. Okay, then 2 times 2, you're going to have what? Or 2 times 4, you're going to have 8. Like that. Then here, you're going to continue y prime plus 1. I'm just copying what is here. Then 4x prime minus 8 plus 4y prime plus 4 equal to 0. Okay, so from here now you collect the like terms. So from here you have those that are squared. Okay, those that have to the power 2, there's just 1 here. So we'll just bring it like that, 2x prime, and it is to the power 2. So look at those. So we don't have any with to the power 2, right? So just go on and get those with x prime. So those with x prime, there is this one. Okay, there is this one, right? So we are going to get it as positive x for positive 8x prime. Then do we have any with x prime? Yes, we have this one. So that's negative 4x prime. Okay, so meaning from there we have gotten this one. Okay, we have also gotten this one, and we have gotten that one there. Okay, so now where are we supposed to go here? So we are done with those with x prime, so go with those that have y prime. So starting from here, where so we have this one, so we are going to have positive y prime. Okay, so here we are going to look at where the one that has y prime. So this is it here. So this is positive 4y prime, right? So meaning that we have gotten that, we have gotten that. I'm showing you so that you shouldn't be making mistakes. So do we have any with any letter? No, we don't have. What do we have? We have that. So this one, positive 1, then we have negative 8, we have positive 4 equal to 0. Okay, from here now we can add and subtract, but these ones cannot be added or subtracted. This one, so you're going to say 2x prime to the power 2. Then here you know that this is 8x prime minus 4x prime, so you can subtract here. So 8 minus 4, you're going to have positive what? 4x prime. Even here, this is y prime plus 4y prime, so this is going to be positive 5y prime from here. Then from here, 1 minus that, when you do everything we saw, when you solve that, you're going to have negative 3, then it is going to be equal to 0. So this is how you can find the transformed equation. I hope you have understood today's lesson. So this is where we are going to end for today. I'll actually send some questions, all right, so that you at least practice. I'll mark. Thank you for watching. I've been your tutor, Patrick Divine.